Sheriff Honsal, who is the head sheriff of the Humboldt County Sheriff's Department, said that he is not going to make the restaurants and other businesses in Humboldt County, California close until the governor gives him the order to do so in writing. Yes, people, he said, give that to me in writing. In my opinion, all of the politicians that allowed the coronavirus outbreak to get as bad as it did in California should lose their jobs. And their salaries should be divided up and evenly distributed to all of the people who have basically lost their jobs because the businesses that they work at have to be closed due to those politicians being so negligent that they let the outbreak get out of control and those businesses had to be closed. I call for the impeachment of Governor Gavin Newsom, the governor of the state of California, and for the removal of Sheriff William Honsal and Teresa Frankovich from the Humboldt County government. And I call for their ginormous salaries to be divided up and distributed to people in the areas where they govern, affected by their idiotic policies. Yesterday, the governor of California, Governor Gavin Newsom, ordered most businesses in California that were allowed to have what he called indoor operations to immediately cease their indoor operations. According to a tweet from Governor Gavin Newsom, new COVID-19 cases continue to spread at alarming rates. California is now closing indoor operations statewide for restaurants, wineries, movie theaters, family entertainment, zoos, museums, card rooms. Bars must close all operations. So I guess bars are not going to be allowed to serve drinks to go. But if they're a restaurant/bar, they still will be able to serve food and drinks to go. Not only that, but Senator Mike McGuire said that certain businesses have to close or cease their indoor operations in certain counties in California, including Humboldt County, California, where I live. I'm going to read you a description of what has to close and where. According to this article called Senator McGuire Says Indoor Dining to Close in Humboldt and Mendocino, as will zoos, museums, and more. Due to significant increases in infection rates, ICU beds nearing capacity, and increases in the death rate, Marin and Sonoma counties have more restrictions than the rest of the North Coast. For Marin and Sonoma counties, indoor church services, fitness centers and gyms, nail salons, hair salons, barber shops, malls, bars and pubs, indoor dining at restaurants, indoor services at wineries and tasting rooms, movie theaters, zoos, museums, and card rooms are closed. Restaurants and wineries are still allowed to have food and wine served outside. In Sonoma and Marin counties, these are the businesses that are going to have to close. However, in Lake, Mendocino, Humboldt, Del Norte, and Trinity counties, these are the businesses that are going to have to close. Indoor dining at restaurants, indoor services at wineries or tasting rooms, bars and pubs, movie theaters, zoos, museums, and card rooms. Services that may remain open in Lake, Mendocino, Humboldt, Del Norte, and Trinity counties, in parentheses, different than Marin and Sonoma counties, include indoor worship services in the 5 counties above remain open. Gyms and fitness centers remain open. Personal care services such as nail salons, hair salons, and barbershops remain open. The person who wrote this article must have thought the people reading it were going to be stupid, because it is written so redundantly. Like the way they specify that Lake, Mendocino, Humboldt, Del Norte, and Trinity counties are different than Marin and Sonoma counties. And then they say indoor worship services in the 5 remaining counties above remain open. Before I tell you what happened in Humboldt County after Governor Gavin Newsom and Senator Mike McGuire both said that all of these businesses in Humboldt County, California, were going to have to close, I would like to say, why would you shut down the businesses when the hospitals are nearing capacity and the ICUs are running out of beds? Why wouldn't you shut it down like a few weeks before that happened? Because by waiting until the ICUs are either completely full or almost full to shut down all these businesses, you're going to guarantee that the ICUs are going to run out of beds. Because it can take a few days to 2 weeks for somebody to start getting symptoms of COVID-19 after they've been exposed to it, and it can take a week or two more than that for them to get sick enough to need an ICU bed. What I'm saying is, you decided to do this like way too late. You should have done this like a few weeks ago. You shouldn't have waited until the ICUs were full. You should have prevented them from getting full by shutting down the businesses soon enough that the cases wouldn't increase fast enough to cause the hospitals to be at or over capacity. Now I'm going to tell you what happened in Humboldt County after the governor and the senator said our restaurants and other businesses were going to have to close. Sheriff Honsal, who is the head sheriff of the Humboldt County Sheriff's Department, said that he is not going to make the restaurants and other businesses in Humboldt County, California close until the governor gives him the order to do so in writing. Yes, people, he said, give that to me in writing. This is Humboldt County Sheriff Honsal's official press release. Governor Gavin Newsom today announced both statewide and county-specific actions to curb the spread of COVID-19 as cases continue to rise across the state. The Humboldt County Emergency Operations Center, Humboldt County Sheriff William Honsal, and Humboldt County Health Officer Dr. Teresa Frankovich are aware, but have not yet seen the written guidance on these changes. I'm not going to read you this entire press release, but Dr. Frankovich said, our understanding is that there will be a statewide order to close bars and to move some sectors such as dining, family entertainment centers, office spaces for non-critical services, museums and zoos and card rooms to outdoor operations only. No. Dr. Frankovich is wrong when she says that our understanding is that there will be a statewide order. There already was a statewide order, and it actually was in writing. Technically, Governor Gavin Newsom typed it in a tweet and tweeted it out to the universe. In writing. Sheriff Honsal said, in light of the governor's recent announcement regarding business sector closures and the current COVID-19 situation in California, I believe it is prudent to wait for further written directive from the governor prior to making any sweeping decisions that will impact our business community. In a small community like ours, one business closure can have a ripple effect throughout the county. I've heard and seen the impacts that COVID-19 and the initial closures had on our local business owners and their families. I am now going to stop reading this because I just can't take it anymore. What effect would catching COVID-19 have on the local business owners and their families? Let's see. They could get sick. They could get very sick. They could get so sick that they're disabled for life, or they could die. Sounds a little bit worse than losing money, doesn't it? What irritates me about the Lost Coast Outpost that published this article, and in fact, all of the local journalists in Humboldt County, California, is that they're not like tearing it up like I am. Why don't they mention that when Teresa Frankovich, who's like the head of the Humboldt County Health Department or the top health officer in Humboldt County, the one in charge for preventing people from getting infected with COVID-19 in Humboldt County, says that there will be an order, she's actually not telling the truth because there already is an order. Why don't they point out that Sheriff Honsal is more concerned about whether people make money or lose money than whether they live or die? I despise our local media and all of our local reporters for one reason and one reason alone. They don't tear it up. There's no good investigative reporters in Humboldt County, especially none that dig deep and uncover the deeply buried, dirty details like I do. Well, I guess there is one investigative reporter that digs deep and uncovers the deeply buried, dirty details in Humboldt County, California, and that is me. And I promise people I will continue doing it, even if I have to stay up until 2:14 a.m. to do so. In my opinion, they should never have opened up any of the businesses on that list in the first place. They opened up all of those businesses as the rates of coronavirus were rising, not only in Humboldt County, California, but in all of California and all of the USA. What was the point of having a 2-week lockdown? Was it to stop the spread of this disease or just to postpone it? In my opinion, all of the politicians that allowed the coronavirus outbreak to get as bad as it did in California should lose their jobs, and their salaries should be divided up and evenly distributed to all of the people who have basically lost their jobs because the businesses that they work at have to be closed due to those politicians being so negligent that they let the outbreak get out of control and those businesses had to be closed. I call for the impeachment of Governor Gavin Newsom, the governor of the state of California, and for the removal of Sheriff William Honsal and Teresa Frankovich from the Humboldt County government. And I call for their ginormous salaries to be divided up and distributed to people in the areas where they govern affected by their idiotic policies. With that said, because it is now 2:18 a.m., I am now going to end this video. You don't like me turning your collar? Okay, I won't turn your collar. Please like this video, share this video, watch my other videos, and subscribe to my channel. And if you would like to help me out to make more videos or make better videos, you can by donating money to me on Patreon or other sites. Or if you don't want to donate money but you have money to spend, you can buy things from me off of my Amazon wish list or off of other sites. Thank you for watching this video. Bye, people.